I won't be long. I'm busy looking to see if there's any jobs going out. You know, this board for bounty hunters. It's pretty good. Oh, look at this. Oh, look at this. Look at this. There is a dowager princess who, for 10,000 credits, we can take her out by accident or by process, and we get paid half now and half later. Oh, no, we've got to make it look like it was the Thockerite alliance that killed her. No, I don't like them. They're six-legged now. All right, let's look. Let's look. Oh, this is a doozy. It's 15,000 credits. We do have to commit a little bit of genocide, but it is against a slug-like race on a fairly uninhabitable planet. There's a corporation that wants to build a mining consortium, and they can't because of these slugs. We can go take out the slugs. 15 grand straight away, and they're going to provide the fuel for us to burn them out. That's brilliant. I'm going to put us down for that one. All right, so yes, let's go burn some slugs. These adventure boards are great. Hello and welcome to this week's episode of How to Be a Great GM. Today we're talking about adventure boards. Now, this is not necessarily something that you might normally incorporate into your game. If you're like me, you have your master plot planned out, and then you've got some side adventures, and you've got some character adventures. You don't really need or even consider having an adventure board. Quite literally a board that sits in the center of town, is available through a holonet of some kind, and that displays all kinds of odd jobs that need to be done for a fee. So why would you want to include an adventure board in your setting, in your realm? Well, oftentimes, if you're uncertain as to what sort of adventures your players are looking to go on, an adventure board can be a great way of picking their brains and finding out what they're looking for. Quite literally, an assassination adventure, a clearing out of dungeon adventure, a transport of goods from point A to B adventure. You list those up, and if your players are excited about the assassination one because we can sneak and we can do this, we can do that, it starts to give you some insight as to what they're looking for. It also allows you to have a bit of a break. So if once you finish watching this video, you'll see how we construct an adventure board, you'll see how easy it is to work through it and to basically just have it ready and on the fly. It allows you to suddenly have your PCs wander off in a direction that no one anticipated, and allows you to have some really fun adventures. It also allows you to incorporate adventures from modules, pre-written adventures and the like. Maybe you found something and you're like, oh, that's really great, but it doesn't fit into my master plot, it doesn't fit into backstory, it's not an aha kind of adventure, it's not a this, it's not a that. I would just like to play it because it looks like fun. How can I do it? Well, you can put up an adventure board. And once the players start to realize that these adventure boards are there for them to use and utilize and to have a bit of a different experience from the normal one that they're on, when they want to have a bit of a break, they can come to the adventure boards and they can have fun. That's not to say that your adventure board wouldn't necessarily also contain information about your master plot and might not also instigate the master plot in some shape, form, or fashion. You can always align it and bring it into the master plot later on. But it is a nice breath of fresh air, and it can help to just revitalize your gaming session. So how do we go about constructing an adventure board? It's very, very simple. We look at simple construction, we look at an easy promise, and then we look at competition. That's how you run adventure boards. Let's dive straight into it. Simple construction. Okay, so generate 10 plots. That should be easy enough for you to do right now on the fly, but you won't. You're just going to jot them down on a piece of paper. 10 plots. Assassinate someone, rescue someone, free someone, collect someone, deliver someone, protect someone, murder someone, find something, bury something, and retrieve something. There's 10 plots straight off the bat, and we haven't really had to think about it too much. Again, if you look at the 4 different types of adventures, thwarting, collecting, delivering, and discovering, there are 4. Repeat that twice, that's 8. Suddenly, it's easy to come up with 10 plots. So 10 very simple plots. Each plot has to have a hook. Now, that hook is for you to test what your players are interested in and what they like. So, If the plot hook is that there is a large amount of money that will be paid out, that's brilliant. If the plot hook is that it is for the renown of the king or the favor of the king, or it's a corporation that would really like this done and would be willing to offer further contracts based on the performance of this contract, you can spice it up however you like. The adventure board in itself is a hook. When the players go to it, they're automatically getting ready to go on an adventure because they want to, because they've engaged with the adventure board. Then, generic locations. Come up with 10 generic locations. They don't need to be linked to the plots, by the way. So, 10 generic locations, depending on the system that you're using. It could be sci-fi, so it's a planet, it's a nebula, it's a supernova, it's the heart of a black hole, it's the outer edges of dead space, it's in the center of an exploding asteroid field, whatever, wherever you choose to set it. Come up with 10 different locations so that you can then construct these plots as the players choose them. I'm not advocating that you write out 10 full adventures that have got themes and this and that and the next thing. No, the adventure board is just for fun. It's usually a once-off type of thing. It plays itself out and it's done. Now, we need to give them some promises. We need to promise the players and their characters some kind of reward. And there are 3 rewards that we can offer them. And depending on your player group, each reward will have greater weight and greater pulling power to get your players to want to engage. The very first one is an obvious reward. Okay, cash. Here's vast sums of money for doing it, or a small amount of money for doing it, but money nonetheless. So there is definitely a value there. Or it could be that you're going to get more contracts, which are worth more and more and more as you build your reputation within the corporation that is hiring you. Emotional rewards. It could very well be that someone has written, "My daughter was taken by zombies and I really wish she would come back. Signed, a loving mother." It could be an emotional reward, something that really pulls on the heartstrings of your players. Again, it also helps if you know your players' backstories to be able to tweak, manipulate, and bring them into this emotional reward. So an emotional reward is something that can be quite powerful. And then a social reward: we will erect a statue in your honor if you clear out the ankeg infestation in our lower valley because it's eating all our cows. We will give you the title of protector of the city. You will be given the reward of a small parcel of land. So a social reward is oftentimes something that we don't think about. But if you think about a social reward, by giving the players, giving the characters something of value socially, it entrenches the PCs into the environment, it entrenches them into the world, it makes them want to participate more, it gives them responsibilities, it gives them a location, whether it's a cottage or a tower or whatever the reward might be, and that allows us to then go and add in all kinds of things once we've got them attached to whatever it is that they have. If they are champion, protector of the village, then they need to live up to that and they need to then defend that in times of crises. It gives us a great amount of leverage to use against the PCs to kind of guide them on the paths we want to take. Rewards on a social level are really, really powerful. Don't forget about them. So then we need to demonstrate that others are doing these. Having these boards up where nothing changes, the PCs go to it the first time that they come into town, and then they come back 3 months later, and it's the same stuff. You can't do that. Every time the PCs engage with that board, some of the things should be taken down, others should be still there, but more importantly, there should be other NPCs participating in this. Other NPCs should be there. There should be a big stamp from an NPC group known as the Red Riders or the Avengers of the Unjust. Whatever. Stamp over something saying job completed so that the PCs get a sense that there are others out there doing this. Why? It motivates them to do more of these kinds of things. It gives them a camaraderie. There are other adventurers out there. They could even bump into some of them at these adventure boards, and that could spawn more adventures where the two of them pair up or they're pitted against each other. That's brilliant too if they pair up and they work well together and everyone likes each other, and then the next job they are fighting against each other. That is a wonderful emotional hook. So by adding NPCs, or NPCs I should say, that are also doing those adventures, it creates a very interesting space. It gives bragging rights, which is very, very useful. PCs who can brag to NPCs that they did the job first. It's amazing what kind of investment that suddenly gives the PCs in the game, that they can brag to other NPCs that they did it before anybody else. This is a very, very powerful tool to motivate the PCs to go on these adventures and to explore and to have fun with adventure boards. That's all I've got to say on adventure boards. I'm trying to keep these videos short and sweet, so let me know what you think about the new duration. It is half the length of what I normally do. Anyway, that's the idea of adventure boards. Now, speaking of adventure boards, if you haven't yet, head on over to www.rpgtablefinder.com. That is quite literally a product that we have made as a channel, Great GM. Made it for you guys. It's free to use. You can go and find other players out there. You can go and find other GMs out there. You can host your own tables. This is for getting together in a real life situation or online play. It's all free. There are 11,000 users at the moment and growing daily. So go and have a look. If you're looking for players or GMs, go and have a look. www.rpgtablefinder.com. That's it from me for this week on how to be a great GM. Adventure boards, do not underestimate the power that they give you as the game master to inject fresh life and fresh opportunities for new adventures into your campaign. Until next week, I wish you and yours the happiest of gaming. Oh, someone's taken the leech job, damn it. Oh, I really liked that one. Let's see. Do you subscribe to the idea of working in a sewer? There's a crocodile problem in Greater Yoji Park, and they want someone to go into the sewers and clear it. Do you subscribe to sewers? I don't. No. Oh, there's one here. If we ring the Goblin Bell, then we'll be announced. We'll get told when new things get added to the board. I think that's brilliant. That's wonderful. Oh, there we go. I've hit the Goblin Bell. Until something else comes up, I suppose we should just sort of go and get drunk, really.